Hey, Laura. Yeah.
Thank you. Senator Kane recently called for an investigation into the accident in Australia that killed 3 Marines the other day. Is DoD going to be doing an investigation into this this specific incident, and not just this specific incident, but a broader investigation of these mishaps, aviation mishaps that have been happening?
Sure. Well, first, as you probably saw, the Secretary over the weekend issued a statement just offering our condolences, and of course, I'd like to offer that here from the podium. Our deepest condolences go out to the Marines that were killed in that exercise. As with any training accident, there is an investigation underway to determine exactly what happened. And you've heard from myself and others that the safety and security of any of our service members is a priority. So, of course, we would take any lessons learned from that investigation and apply it forward. I'm sorry, and your second question?
A broader investigation of the aviation mishaps that have been
So
happening.
each mishap that happens, or each incident, there is always an investigation that happens, but I would view these as separate ones, not one that needs to be a holistic view of any aircraft or any operation. So there is an investigation into this incident, as there have been investigations in the past to individual mishaps or incidents. Yeah.
Thanks, Sabrina. Just to follow up on the Osprey line of questioning.
Sure.
Starting last year, both the Air Force and the Marine Corps acknowledged that the Osprey has this rare but persistent issue with its clutch. Is the DoD concerned about this engineering fault, which the Marines admit doesn't have a permanent solution yet, as far as just the platform itself is concerned broadly?
Well, in terms of the incident that happened over this past weekend, again, that's still under investigation. So I don't want to jump ahead or get to jump to any conclusions that haven't been reached yet. As I mentioned to Laura, each incident undergoes its own investigation. I wouldn't right now apply a sweeping broad stroke across every incident, linking them together. They're all very unfortunate. Every time this happens, of course, we always think about the service members who are putting their lives at risk, but I wouldn't say that they're all connected in one way or the other.
Does the Pentagon have confidence in the Osprey as an airframe?
I think we do certainly have confidence in the Osprey. If anything changes, if these investigations lead to something that would cause us or a service to adjust anything about how we believe the Osprey should be used, we would do that. But at this time, we have confidence in that. Hey, Dan.
Isn't it worth looking at a broader issue of aviation safety? I mean, there was a GAO report, as you know, that did say there was a broader problem in the Army and the National Guard over a whole period of years, where they found that there was a problem with maintenance and a problem with pilots being able to get enough hours in the air because the aircraft weren't ready to fly. Is that something you're at least considering, a broader look at safety?
At the moment, right now, no. We are focused on what happened in this particular incident and what has happened in previous incidents. But I really would steer away from linking them together right now, because they're still being investigated. And until we have a proper conclusion, I don't want to get ahead of anything ahead of the investigation or ahead of any recommendation that the Secretary or a service might have for the Secretary.
Clarify,
Sure.
just in terms of the storm, the hurricane.
Yeah.
For U.S. bases, what I may have missed it. What are the precautions being taken?
So in terms of each base, there are, I think, approximately 20 in the state of Florida, and each one will conduct its own evacuation procedures depending on where they are. So I would refer you to each installation in terms of how they're handling the incoming storm or the incoming hurricane. We have had MacDill evacuate non-essential personnel, as they are, I believe the storm is coming up right along the coast there. But in terms of other individual bases, I would just refer you to the service for more questions.